Hi there guys, welcome to ActiveJR.com and my name is John, and today in this video I'm going to be taking you through a review of the Garmin Fenix 5X. Now I've had the Garmin Fenix 5X for about 6 weeks now, and I've taken it through a variety of different activities from running, cycling, indoor exercises, strength training. I've also slept through the night with it, so I've got a fairly good understanding of how it works, its pros and cons. So in this video I'm going to share my thoughts with you and what I like about the device and what I don't like about the device. Okay, before we get into the video, I'd like to remind you, in the description below there's some links to the latest pricing for the Garmin Fenix 5X. Now, these are for retailers in the UK and the US, and at the moment there is offers on for US retailers. So check those out, and if you want to subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate that, because there is other videos around the Garmin Fenix 5X and the Fenix 5, so check those out. And also throughout this video, if you like it, please like it using the like button below. And finally, if you want to check out my other social platforms on my website, there is a link in the description below, and on there is other reviews for other products and also other fitness information. So thanks very much, let's get straight into the video.
So starting with the design of the screen, the watch comes in 51mm size, it's got a sapphire screen and it's got a stainless steel bezel. As you turn it onto its side, it's got a fibre reinforced polymer case, and then on the back it's also got a stainless steel back with this redesigned HR sensor. You've also got the silicone buckle band, as you can see here. It's a pretty nice band, it's pretty easy to wear, and it's also got the quick fit feature as well. I've been personally wearing this watch now for about 6 weeks. I've wore it through a variety of different activities. I've also wore it while I've been sleeping and traveling, and I found it really comfortable. The band is not overbearing, as I found with the Fenix 3 HR, and I think it's a nice decent size. I've also wore it with long sleeve shirts, and the shirts go over nicely over the watch. So I think it's down to personal preference. I prefer the Fenix 5X, and as you can see here, side by side with a Fenix 5, there is a size difference, but I do prefer the Fenix 5X over the Fenix 5. One small complaint with the design, as you can see here, it's a plug charging mechanism. You can see here I can't really put it down unless I put it on its side or I put it on its front, which is not ideal. Whereas with Fenix 3 HR, it was a cradle design, and that's one thing I really miss. So overall, I'm really impressed with the build quality. I think it's a real solid fitness watch that will stand up to whatever you throw at it. Okay, so just looking at that screen, it's got a 240 by 240 pixel screen. The actual size of it is 1.2 inches. It's an always on display, and it's got a sapphire screen cover. I'll just take you through a few shots of it in general use. So this is on a bike. You can see here the details are very visible. I found it easy to use. This is outdoors, and this is in very sunny conditions. And again, the screen is really bright, easy to see. And this is finally side by side with the Fenix 3 HR. Okay, so let's just talk about the standout fitness features on the Fenix 5X. It comes with improved activity profiles, improved cycling support, and I think this is a big feature for cyclists. Training load and effect, which is a new feature which I'll talk in later detail about. Maps and navigation, and also ANT+ and Bluetooth support for those external sensors. Okay, so let's talk about some of the activity tracking. It tracks your normal stuff like steps, calories burned, but one of the interesting things, it's got Move IQ, which if you forget to set your watch to an activity, it automatically detects you doing it, and it logs it in Garmin Connect. So down to the fitness tracking, it tracks everything you expect from running, cycling, swimming, hiking, golf, cardio, everything you can think of, it tracks. It also got social tracking for Strava segments, group track, and live track from Garmin. The other interesting feature, you've got the ability to add extra activities from triathlon, multisports, mountain biking, skiing, and snowboarding. So it's a really good feature-packed fitness watch for different types of activities. Okay, so just moving on to the heart rate sensor, it's got the Garmin Elevate Wrist HR. I found this pretty accurate. However, sometimes it drops out when your heart rate's pretty high or pretty low. So I recommend a chest strap. It's also got the HR stress score, which you should do on a weekly basis to assess how stressed you are, and then that feeds into your overall fitness regime. So moving on to the built-in sensors, it's got GPS and GLONASS, which I found pretty accurate, a barometer, an altimeter. It's got a compass, a gyroscope, accelerometer, and a thermometer. And then moving on to the external sensor, you can connect with ANT Plus or Bluetooth. You've got the range of sensors, but more importantly to me is integration with the Viera radar light. This is something I use all the time, and it's really useful. This tracks when traffic is behind you and warns you, and I think that's really useful. And they've also added support for Di2 gear shifting. The training features on the Garmin Fenix 5X have been vastly improved with the addition of the training status and also training load along with training effect. The Recover Advisor is a good tool to give you where you are in terms of your overall fitness. But I think more importantly, it's this new training advisor, which gives you your statuses, it gives you VO2 max, it tells you where you are in terms of your fitness and if you're training too much or training too less. So I think that's a really, really good way to actually gauge whether you are getting the right amount of training in or whether you're training too much. As well as being able to look at your training status and your training information on the watch, you can also use the Garmin Connect app, which is available for iPhone and Android, and I find this really useful to look at. Moving on to the big feature of the Garmin Fenix 5X, which is the maps and navigation. You get color topo maps, and you've also got the ability to be able to zoom in and zoom out and pan around. Sometimes it does take a little bit of time to render the map, and it is a bit frustrating. However, it's pretty good given it's a fitness watch and not a mobile device. And then you've also got turn-by-turn directions, which either can be used by preloading a course from Garmin Connect or by using the round-trip planning feature. Okay, one of the other features, you've got round trip planning, and you can do this for walking, running, or hiking, and you can say how long you want to go, and then you can just go and do the course. Another feature that comes with the map is the Around Me feature. Now, this is points of interest in the area, and you can use the map to scroll around. You can see in this case, I've chosen a pub, and it plots a course to that direction, and you can either use a run, a walk, or a bike, and it chooses the appropriate route based on what you choose as well. So if you're choosing a walk, it will give you footpaths, whereas if it's roads, it will give you the road route. You've also got course planning, which you can create in Garmin Connect and then download them and put them onto the watch, and then you can just load them in the app. Okay, so I want to point out some of the things that are a disappointment to me. This is the map overlays. You can see here, the map data screens are at the bottom, which take up half of the screen, and it leaves the map at the top. So that makes the map less visible and harder to see, especially if you're on a bike. So this is not what I was expecting. I was expecting an overlay and still be able to see the map underneath. And then the other disappointment for me is the detail in the map, certainly for UK and Europe. There's no contours, whereas these maps, these are ones I've installed via a third party. There's a link above now to show you how to do that. But yeah, a real disappointment in terms of the map detail. Okay, so moving on to the smart features and the battery. It's got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. It's got call and text alerts. You can use it with Garmin Connect. It's got info widgets. It's iPhone, Android support, and the battery is a pretty good battery. And I'll talk about that in more detail. As I said, this has got Wi-Fi support. You need to set this in Garmin Express, and it's only available in a location you just set it, so it won't just connect to a random Wi-Fi hotspot, say you're out and about, but it is useful when you get back home. You've also got call and text alerts. Now, I've turned these off because I think they're annoying. And you also can look at your information in Garmin Connect on the app or online, and it's got a ton of information, so I think this is really useful. Moving on to the widgets, this is something that already features in the Fenix 3 HR, but you can see they've been slightly advanced, and you've got the additional training status widgets, which give you information around your training status and various different other things. So I think these are really useful to look at things at a glance. Moving on to the battery life, Garmin say it's up to 12 days in watch mode, up to 20 hours in GPS mode, and up to 35 hours in ultra track mode. I've actually found in real world use, I'm getting about 10 days of mixed use, and about 1 hour of cycling with everything turned on takes away about 10% of the battery. Starting with the things that I like about the watch, it's got a solid design and screen. It's really nice to wear. It's got a huge amount of fitness profiles, and you can add your own if you choose to do so. It's got lots of data and fitness information both on the watch and in Garmin Connect. And like I said, it's very comfortable to wear. You know, it's really nice. Dislikes, I don't feel the maps are quite finished yet. And that is evident in a number of different things as you use it. There's no music storage, and syncing of data is sometimes not instant all the time, and you have to do a full sync. Okay, so my verdict on the Garmin Fenix 5X, I think it's a superb fitness watch. It's a watch that I'll be using day in, day out, and I've been using it ever since. It's going to be really hard to beat this year from its competitors, and I think it'll only improve over time. So I've given it a 4 out of 5.
Okay guys, that's the end of the video. Again, there's links in the description below to US and UK retailers that stock the Garmin Fenix 5, so check out the latest pricing. And if you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up below, and also subscribe to my channel, because I've got plenty of other videos on the Garmin Fenix 5 and Fenix 5X, as well as other products from Fitbit and Withings. Thanks very much, and I'll speak to you all soon.